sang it like she had a relationship. First, I'd like to give honor to God, being able to have me in this place to give this message today. Give me the strength to keep on, keeping on, even at a time like this. I'd like to thank St. John Baptist Church for allowing such a great congregation and allowing a benefits concert, and thank Pastor Hudson for his mentorship in ministry, all the associates, cousins, family, and friends that sit beside me on this pulpit. We have to hold each other's arms up. I'd like to thank the Lassiter family for sticking strong, the Lee family, and all the families associated with Morrison, with Uncle Billy, and supporting Uncle Billy and the whole family through this time. There's a word from the Lord, and I just like to say that when Aunt Betty was talking, it was confirmation that we were thinking maybe with the same mind, we must have had the same God through our veins. So that was confirmation that this word was a word that was from on high. The text this morning will be coming from Ecclesiastes, 3rd chapter, verses 9 through 15. It reads, "What gain have the workers from their toil? I have seen the business that God has given to everyone to be busy with. He has made everything suitable for its time. Moreover, He has put a sense of past and future into their minds. Yet they cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end. I know that there is nothing better for them than to be happy and enjoy themselves as long as they live. Moreover, it is God's gift that all should eat and drink and take pleasure in all their toil. I know that whatever God does endures forever. Nothing can be added to it, nor anything taken from it. God has done this so that all should stand in awe before Him. That which is already has been. That which is to be already is. And God seeks out what has gone by." Pray with me. Oh, merciful God. As we come before you today, Lord God, we have given you your word. We will be proclaiming your word. But Lord, we need your strength right now. We need you to open up our hearts and minds, Lord God, to receive what you would have for us to say. I pray, Lord, right now that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. Amen. Amen. The Lord has a word for this morning. For a few moments, I'd like to talk about how God is still in control. Yes. How God is still in control. There are times in our lives where we may wonder, what is God up to? And if God is in so much control, why did this have to happen right now? At these times, we may see life in a much different light than we have ever seen before. If we look at the text that was just read, it may reveal to us that we are not the only ones that have ever questioned the reality of our lives. Solomon, the teacher in this text, had to grapple and wrestle with life as it is. He appeared to have found out that God's presence shows up in many ways. And that God shows up even in God's silence. Family and friends, as we look around and we see God's people assembled in this place this morning, we can rest assured that as we mourn together and gather together in love and in support, that the presence of God is in this house. And and God is still in control. Does anybody know that God lives in you? So when the presence of God is in this house, the presence of God is in this house. Amen. I can imagine that many of us have spent many hours talking with Uncle Billy about life and life's many ups and downs. As many can witness, Uncle Billy had the ability to draw a colorful and vivid picture of any situation. And he would use his authentic, imaginative choices of phraseology, alliterations, abbreviations, and at many times he was a poet. Uncle Billy saw life through a lens that was authentic and real, and didn't mind speaking his mind. More recently, as is read in the obituary, Uncle Bill took to the platform of Facebook, and that was there where he made his own virtual pulpit to speak his truth to his viewers and friends about number 46 minus 1. We were also enlightened and entertained to watch Uncle Billy and others team up on his Republican and conservative friends. But Uncle Billy also showed dog tenacity when he fought the city of Newport News and was instrumental in putting disenfranchised food vendors back on the road. Even though he always had to hook a brother up, even though he reduced the prices for brothers to get hooked up, all they wanted was still fries. When life is hard and you need someone to talk to, Uncle Billy and Aunt Gwen would open the doors of their homes, allow you and all your friends to come in, and with minutes Uncle Billy would say, have something to eat. Regardless of how full you were, Uncle Billy would make sure you had plenty to eat and drink. At their home, there was always a lot of love. There was a lot of wisdom. He used the gift of laughter and humor to help anybody at a time of need. My brother said the other day that Uncle Billy was untraditionally hospitable in a traditional world. It could make humor out of any situation. And he also said, man, you know whatever secret you gave Uncle Billy was going to stay with Uncle Billy. And you can trust that that secret wasn't going anywhere. But even though some situations that we talked to really never changed, the city is still pushing to disenfranchise vendors. Donald Trump is still in office. Customers still only wanted fries instead of a good meal at a reduced price. And even though he couldn't get his Republican friends to see the policies of America from where he stood, Uncle Billy had a way of easing the process of going through the process of life. The writer in the given text also came to the realization that God doesn't always make things so clear. The writer or teacher in the text was one with an eclectic mind like Uncle Billy. Solomon saw life from a societal top-down perspective. And he also saw it from the societal bottom-up perspective. With this observation, the writer came to understand that in fact, all people, rich and poor, eventually will struggle and toil. But the good news is that God is always still in control. Many of us have in some way, shape, or form called on Uncle Billy to vent or lean on his shoulder when things weren't going right. Then all Uncle Billy had to say to lighten up the moment was shucky ducky, quack quack. And when Uncle Billy said shucky ducky, quack quack, you will begin to smile and forget all about what you were going through. God was showing us through Uncle Billy's God-given, authentic gift of humor that God is still in control. Could it be that the image of God has a way of showing up through humor and friendship? I realize as we reflect on his life that relationships, fellowship, having a good time eating and drinking with each other show me and many in this congregation that God is still in control. But there's a question from the text that I like to ask. The question is, how can we get through this dash of time called life when times get rough? It is important to understand the thought of the writer of this text, who was said to be King David's son Solomon. Solomon had seen it all and had done it all. Solomon was able to experience life from a high position of power. He was able to travel and was able to taste everything he wanted to taste. He had all that he wanted to have and experienced all the pleasures of life that were at his reach. Solomon was said to have attained great wisdom, and many would say that Solomon was the wisest king ever. However, in the narrative of the text, Solomon, with all the wisdom, all the power, and with all the pleasures afforded at his reach, he also gained wisdom from his observation of the poor, the disheartened, and those that worked hard under the sun. Solomon in Ecclesiastes appeared to be contemplative of life's mysteries and thought philosophically about the meaning and significance of life and what life is all about. Is it all just vanity, as he said? What is the point for all of our toils and labors? Solomon had even concluded that whatever God does, that's the way it's going to be. Always. No addition, no subtraction. God's done it, and that's it. Many of us assemble here to celebrate the life of Uncle Billy and to support the family and each other may have felt like Solomon at some point. Many of us are trying to make it through this life one day at a time. Many of us are trying to find that place of peace and serenity. When we search the scripture, we can find the joy in the words of Solomon and how we can make it through the toil and struggles of this life. Verse 11 in the text lets us know that God has made everything suitable for its time. Additionally, God has put a sense of past and future into their minds. Yet they cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end. Beloved, as Solomon looked back and wondered, he must have known God is still in control when he said, God knows the beginning and end of life. And whatever God is going to do is what God is going to do. Solomon's reflection of life as he saw it, in my estimation, can be classified as the in-betweenness of time. The in-betweenness of time can be the distance between good times and bad times. For fishermen, it could also be a still tide. It could also be like in the mind of Solomon, when the heavens seem quiet. We may even wonder in this in-betweenness of time, where God is in all this pain. And why does God seem to always allow bad things to happen to good people? When we are in this state of mind, no rational, sensible, logical, intellectual thought or virtuous deed can satisfy or even explain this in-betweenness of time. Although I raise a question that is ultimately hard to answer, we can see through the window of our history that there are some things that we as a people have done in times of despair and trouble. Many of us know that our people, during these times, we sing, we dance, and we come together as a people and we shout to the Lord and having a good time with each other. We were blessed last Sunday at the benefit concert. Folk from this community and this family came out in droves to seek and find consolation, support, comfort, and reassurance of the unknowns in life, and we did it together. Through the uplifting of our voices and singing the songs of Zion, as the praises went up to God, we understand now what it means for the blessings to come back down. We saw the reinvigorating power of the church and the community. We cried, laughed, and supported each other as one body. God showed us the power of community and the church and evoked our ancestral traditions of how we got over in the in-betweenness of time. One song in particular that was sung almost every Sunday morning, and even mentioned in our day-to-day folk talk, especially by the old sages and elders of this community. That song was "We'll Understand It Better by and by." The lyrics of that song sounded like this. We are often tossed and driven on the restless sea of time. Somber skies and highest temps all succeed a bright sunshine. In the land of perfect day, when the mist has rolled away, we will understand it better by and by. And then for anyone that ever knew the song, the words of the chorus, they would sing, by and by, when the morning comes. When the saints of God are gathered home, we'll tell the story how we overcome. For we'll understand it better by and by. Trials dark on every hand, and we cannot understand all the ways that God would lead us to that blessed promised land. But he'll guide us with his eye, and he'll follow till we die. For we'll understand it better by and by. Beloved, we can have assurance that we can make it through the toil and struggles of this life. In verse 12 and 13 of the text, the teacher says, I know that there is nothing better for them to be happy and enjoy themselves as long as they live. Moreover, it is God's gift that they should all eat and drink and take pleasure in all their toil. We can glean and reflect on the life of Uncle Billy. We can learn from his life that even through the hard times and the good times, we can all still laugh. It's easy to preach this sermon right now because Uncle Billy's life preached his own eulogy. Anyone that has ever entered the Lassiter home, as Uncle Billy used to say, at 22 All Place, or even ate at B&G concessions, we all have felt the love associated with hospitality, good advice, and the wisdom of ages. If Uncle Billy knew who you were, or knew who your people were, he would personify, or in a sense, bring alive the personality of whoever it was he knew. For example, many of the younger families never got to meet our granddaddy T. But because of Uncle Billy, we knew every saying he said. We knew how he combed his hair as he looked in the mirror, how he snapped his fingers, how he said that old school teacher, and even some things that the good reverend can't even say across the board. Uncle Billy loved to talk and imitate and have fun because he loved St. John. He used to imitate how Pastor Wesley would say, take and drink all of it. Or even many of us know how Deacon Payne would say, in the land of the living. It was at 22 Argyle Place where we often heard the folk tales of how the family would meet under the old oak tree by Mama Yurt's house. And we would meet after church. He would say how after church the family, extended family, and friends would have dinner, and how after the dinner the men of the family will continue to have communion and argue. Uncle Billy would say that they would argue, pontificate, and philosophize about what the Bible said. It was at 22 Argyle Place. Uncle Billy could also teach you a thing or two about life through his life experiences. The last few conversations I had with Uncle Billy, he was telling me to keep on doing what I'm doing and reminding me to pray for the old devil. It was Uncle Billy and Aunt Gwen that gave me a sign that God would use me too in a special way. When he and Aunt Gwen walked down the aisle after I preached my licensing sermon and rededicated their lives to the Lord and joined the church. It was at 22 Argyle Place that you could be yourself. It was at 22 Argyle Place where you never felt judged. It was at 22 Argyle Place that getting through the in-betweenness of time was made a little bit easier. It was also at 22 Argyle Place. As the evening would come to a close, Uncle Billy would show another side, and he would often wait for Aunt Gwen to go up the steps for bed, and he would get serious for a moment, and he would tell us how much he loved all his children, and how he always wanted the best for them. He would say, I'm hard on him, but I want the best for him because I love him. Then he would tell me how much he loved Aunt Gwen, and how that was a girl. And she stuck beside him. And she'd tell him over and over about how, and he would tell me over and over about how tired she was. Because she woke up every morning at the break of dawn and supported him through thick and thin, unconditionally, over all these years. My beloved, God made everything beautiful in itself and in its time. But he's left us in the dark. So we can never know what God is up to, whether he's coming or going. I've decided that there's nothing better to do than to go ahead and have a good time and get the most we can out of life. That's it. Eat, drink, and make the most of the work that God has given you. It's God's gift. May God bless you, and may the love of Jesus and the comfort of the Holy Spirit be with you. Amen.